Live at 225, man. We are back in the building again.
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
Summer's starting off like it's gonna be a hot one.
Yeah, except for it's raining right now.
I mean,
it was a beautiful day earlier, but now a little rainy. But we got a little sunshine in the building.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know who she is, you should probably, I don't know, get from up under your rock.
Yeah, you're going to get familiar if you don't know.
Yeah, for sure. Been helping the community for a long time, doing a lot of good things, impactful things in the world. So, and not just on the local level, on the national level as well.
Right.
We're going to get right into it, man. It's your boy, DC.
It's your boy, Dro.
We got our super special guest today, man. Running for mayor soon. Just made the announcement. Congratulations on that. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
For those who may not know, my name is Tara Mosley-Weems, but just call me Tara. We just staying right here on Tara.
Okay.
The last name getting people all confused a little bit.
Right,
I understand. I had the same last name for a really long time. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I am newly remarried.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Congratulations.
Yes, absolutely. So just call me Tara. It's just,
Right.
wanted to be a household name, and I want people to get comfortable with it's okay to just call me Tara.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In a minute, we'll be calling you the mayor, right?
Right.
Mayor Tara.
Mayor
They can still
Tara.
call me
Yeah.
Tara. I'll be okay with
It'd
that.
be all right.
I'll
Yeah.
be all right with that.
Cool. So, tell us a little bit about yourself. What initially got you into community building and helping your people out?
So, I always wanted to be in elected office since I can remember. I used to say I wanted to be the president, but it used to be the thing to aspire to. Now it's just it's a cluster right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So my grandmother just always just instilled in us growing up the importance of helping people. And it just always stayed with me. And I just think it's important to, when you grow up in the neighborhoods that we have grown up in, we had villages. The people on our streets, they took care of each other, helped each other, and that just stayed with me forever. And so once I was able to get in a position where I was able to help on campaigns, the first campaign I worked on, I was 17 years old.
Oh.
And one of the attorneys was running for judge, and I would, make phone calls for him for fundraisers and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And it just stayed with me. And the campaign, I think, that really just sparked me to say, this is what I'm going to do forever in my life, was working on Barack Obama's campaign the first time.
Yeah, the first round.
And I have never worked so hard, knocked on so many doors in my life, because I was so inspired by this is an opportunity for us to see someone in office who looked like us.
Right.
And I remember I ended up getting the Democratic Party Chairs Award because of the work I did on that race. And then when he ran again for re-election, I ended up being a delegate for him. So I was a delegate for him.
Delegate, right.
And then I ran for office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I ran the first time, won out the door.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my family didn't have a lot of people who wanted to support me. Even when you think about all those races that I had worked on since I was 17, a lot of those individuals, they just kept telling me, it was not yet, Tara.
It's not your time.
Not your time.
Yeah.
Not your time.
Mm-hmm.
It was okay for me to be the helper.
Right.
But when I
Tried to step
started
out in the
raising myself up and saying, hey, this is what I want to do, was always just wait. By the way, such and such needs help. And I still would help.
Right.
I'm just like, hey, when is it going to be my turn?
Yeah, right. I feel like it's my time.
Yeah. And so finally one day I just said, I'm not taking the back seat anymore. This is where my passion lies, and this is what I want to do. Talk to my family. We went out, we knocked on doors in Ward 5, knocked on over 5,000 doors, just constantly knocking, mailing. And won my very first race and continued to win re-election. A lot of people ask why I'm not on council. I never lost my seat. I know some people love to tell people that I lost my seat.
Right.
I could have stayed on Ward 5 forever.
Right.
Could have retired there. That I do know. I wasn't running from a safe seat because they changed. We used to run every 2 years.
Right.
And then they changed it to every 4 years. And it should go back to every 2 years because too many elected officials get complacent.
Yeah.
4 years, they spend 2 of it doing
2 years doing
nothing.
Yeah.
And
next
so,
year is trying to get your vote. Yeah.
Exactly. And so because I wasn't running from a safe seat and I decided to run for mayor, I had to give up my seat. It was like either you run for re-election or you run for mayor, but you can't do both. And I truly believe then, as I do now, that I just had a different vision and have a different vision for the city.
Right.
And so I just stepped out on faith. I did not have the money or the timing that the other candidates had because they had like a 4 to 6 month jump on me. They'd already announced,
started building,
running, raising money. And even though I only had 5 months, I still was able to get my message out, but not raise the money that they raised. Now we have a different time. We have a different opportunity because now I have 11 months instead of 5.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. So being a Black woman in the Democratic Party, a lot of people will say like there is hurdles for minorities, people of color, of course. But then on top of that, like as a Black woman, does that go against like your party and what you believe in?
I am a Bernie Sanders Democrat. And, a lot of people are like, you're a socialist. I'm still a Democrat. Right. I just have a different belief system that goes a little more to the left than most people around here. Yeah. But when you sit and talk to them about why you believe the way you do and why you believe this helps the community and the people in those communities better, then they get it. Yeah. And so, there's some issues there. Especially when you think about it on a national level, there's certain things that some Democrats are doing on a national level that I would never do. I would absolutely be over here with Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna and AOC.
Not just trying to fit.
That's my wheelhouse, and I'm never going to conform for anybody. Right. I'm not. There's not an amount of money in this world to make me sell myself out for anything. Yeah. It's not in me. Yeah. And a lot of people get caught up in that. They go with the right intentions, but then that power takes over. Right. And once you forget the reason for being there, that's when it's time for you to check out. And it's got to always be about the people. If it's not, then you got to come off of it. But then and on top of that, being a Black woman in that, I mean, the hurdles that we have to jump.
Yeah.
To be in these seats it's hurtful, it's shameful because they always want us to save everybody, but then there's no one there to save us. Yeah. And then when you take it even a step further, some of those same Black women that you're trying to save wouldn't save you. And I deal with that a lot. I deal with that a lot, and it's very unfortunate because I ride for women. Ride for them. I mean, we keep structure. We are the most educated group and class in this country. Yeah. But when you take it a little step further, you're fighting against those same people. And that's what I think where it gets very disheartening for me. You try not to get involved in all the naysayers and the stuff that goes on out there. You have those days.
Right. Well,
you go down.
It's hard to do it.
It's ooh.
Yeah. So how do you navigate that?
Oh, I've gotten so much better about it. Cause in the beginning, my one friend used to always tell me, Tara, you either could be High Street Tara or you could be Kelly Avenue Tara. Right. And I'll be like, some days Kelly Avenue is right here because you're not going to keep treating me like this. You're not going to keep doing me like this. And so, some days there's some people, unfortunately, that you have to clap back at because it's just, for me, if you tell a lie about me, I'm going to tell the truth about you. Yeah. And that's just where I am now. Because some of the things that people have said they're just lies. Yeah. They're lies, and then people believe it. And it's like, you really believe that?
Where did you, why would you believe that?
Come on now. And I think that's a biggest hurdle that most Black women in these spaces have to deal with. We eat our own. Yeah. We eat our own, and we just got to do better about that. We can't talk about what other people do to us, but then we do it to each other.
I agree.
That's true. I'll say I'm a fresh 18-year-old living in the city of Akron, about to vote locally for the first time. And I see Tara's name on the ballot running for mayor. What reasoning would I have to mark your name on the ballot and say, yeah, this is going to be the first mayor I vote for?
That's a great question. And I would say to you, that 18-year-old, if you want someone who understands you, someone who's from those communities that you may be from, understands that you feel forgotten, you feel like your family has been forgotten, your neighborhood and your community has been forgotten. I'm your person because I come from there. I understand the importance of making sure you have someone who can speak to those issues because they have a lived experience. And I think that's one of the things I'll bring to this race more than anybody. I don't run from it. I know where I'm from.
Sure.
I don't run from it. I know I'm from the neighborhood. I love Akron. Even when we have our issues within Akron, I always look at the other side of that. What can we do to change it? And that's what I would instill in that 18-year-old is these are the things I would like to see change, because if I'm able to make Akron a better place for you, it'll make a better place for you and your family. And so that's the most important part about it. But first, make sure they register to vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got to make sure you register.
Make sure you register, people.
So, they want to make sure that when you turn 18, that you're automatically registered to go into the military. But how about we do that when people turn 18 to make sure they're automatically registered to vote?
That would make sense.
Yeah, a lot of our things get scrubbed, right? Each year.
Yeah, they scrub the records. Like if you haven't voted in so many elections, they just move you off the roll, and then you have to re-register. And that was one of the other reasons why we launched the way we did. And before we did, we would put little nuggets out there: register to vote here. We put the QR code out here, click here, register to vote. Here's the link, register to vote. And the thing about it is, it's not even about just registering to vote for me. Right. I need you to be in it. I need you to be in the fight, because to me, don't be a social media activist. Yeah. Don't. I mean, because at the end of the day, everything that goes on around here, the good, bad, and indifferent, it's going to affect you and your household.
It will affect you.
Whether you show up to vote or not. So why not show up to make sure that you have a voice in the conversation, so you can make sure your people have a seat at the table? Because look what just happened. They gave Kamala Harris 109 days to win a presidential election. Right. Insane.
Yeah. There was no time.
Just the mindset of that. Yeah. And so right now, what we want to do is build. People saying, why did you launch so early? Because we want to build on that. We want to make sure that people understand the importance, making sure to register to vote, and the importance of showing up. Because if you don't show up, you either could be a part of the solution or you're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so excuse me, back to the being an 18-year-old kid. I know for a lot of kids, it's like two problems: authority, right? They don't really want somebody to have that authority over them. I'm grown now; I can do what I want. And then on top of that, you're mom. Like you're like a mom. Like, so if I'm an 18-year-old kid and I'm coming out to vote, like, what in you, other than being a motherly person, would inspire me to want to vote for you?
So the first thing is, I think what we as parents and grandparents do is we have to instill in them first the importance of it. And then you got to make sure they may not vote for the same person that you vote for.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I got family members. We got family members who have voted for Trump.
Right. Yeah,
it's a hard pill to swallow, but they had something made them vote for him. Something in that craziness made them vote for him.
They found something.
They found something. And so making sure that you have a conversation with them about the things that are meaningful to them, I think you start there. And they may not swing the way you do. They may not want to vote Democrat. They may not want to vote Republican. They may want to stay independent. You have to respect that, but it's important that they know the issues. It has always got to be about the issues and about the candidate and about the research. And I think that's the thing that bothers me the most, is when people don't do the research. Anybody can hand you a sample ballot and say, vote for these people. But did you look and figure out and find out, does their platform align with what your belief system is? And I think that's one thing that we have to instill in our younger people. And that's about being back in the schools and making sure that in these civics classes and these government classes that you have those conversations with those young people. Because at the end of the day, you can't just expect your kid to go in there and say, here, this is who I want you to go vote for. I want them still to be educated on the issues and being informed. They have to be informed, or we see what's going on across this country. We had 85 million people sat home the last presidential race, and look what happened. Yeah. 85 million people. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in our local elections, we are less than 10% or something like that?
So this last primary, I think 22% showed up in May's primary. And there's people tooting their horn saying that was good. There's nothing good about that.
Yeah, 22%.
There's nothing good about that. And then that's the whole county.
Yeah.
That was the county. So then when you take it even further and you start talking about just locally, we're at like 12%.
Yeah, 12%.
Insane.
Yeah.
And so that is the importance of getting out in front of it early, is making sure that you are registering them to vote, making them clear on the issues, and reaching our young people. Our young people right now, it is something to be young in this community. Yeah. It's scary.
Yeah.
And, I would, just off topic is, we as parents and grandparents, aunties and uncles, we have to be the village around our kids at this point. And I don't believe that's being done. When I hear an adult in my age group or in our age group calling our young people YNs, it really bothers me, because these are our kids. And we have to stop wanting to be friends with our kids, and we have to start parenting them, whether you're the parent or not. Yeah. Because most of these individuals who are finding themselves in trouble, they just needed some direction.
Looking for some guidance.
And discipline. That was it. Yeah. And so I think that we first have to start by making sure, when we was younger, you hear the one family member always about, oh, he bad. He going to be something else, or she bad. Or we have to stop doing that, because you're embedding that into their mindset early on. So why not get in trouble? Everybody already think I'm going to be in trouble.
Lower the
so then when they get older, you expecting them to want them to do the right thing. Why? When you done told me my whole life,
I wasn't going to
do anything. I wasn't going to be anything. So, I think that's one of the things, even outside of just campaigning, is reaching out to those young people and having those conversations, because a lot of these individuals run these races. They're not trying to come to our neighborhoods and talk to these kids.
Right.
They're not. But y'all will go and find one of them and give them a couple $2 and say, hey, I want you to go knock on these doors, or hey, can you come stand at this polling location on election day? But y'all have done nothing to even try to reach them or talk to them to even see what their passions are.
Right.
So, as a young person, I would feel a certain kind of way too. I absolutely would.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. You ran for mayor last election, and you just spoke on not really having a lot of time or a whole lot of financial backing in comparison to some of the other candidates. Could you speak on any other challenges that you may have faced when you ran last time, and how you plan on doing something different this time?
Yes. So I'm not going to tell my whole ground game on here.
Yeah, for sure.
I can absolutely tell y'all. They watching this. They we need to understand what's going on, because I announced early for a reason. And and of course you need money for the mission, but you got to be able to reach the people first. And that's the most important thing. And so our team, we sat and we've pondered this for a while. I didn't just wake up one day, it's like, I'm going to run. No. Right. So we're going to put that one out. We're going to kill that one right now. That was not it. We looked at the numbers, and we looked at an opportunity, and and we believe that because we have time on our side now, we have time to raise money, we have time to get our message out to people. And I just think there's going to just be a different outcome this time. I mean, there's been rumors about all these other people who are probably going to jump in a race. And, a couple people have called me and it's like, if another Black person get in, it's just going to mess it up. And you're not going to win. I said, listen, y'all, I truly believe in the democratic system. And I believe any and everybody has the right to run.
Right.
I understand what they're saying. I mean, there are some optics that you can't complain about. The work is not being done,
right.
But then you see someone who is viable, but then you decide you want to jump in there. So do you really believe the work's not being done, or do you really just want to cancel that person out because of whatever your personal feelings are? Opinions, and there's going to be those people. There'll absolutely be those people. I mean, I pay attention to, some of the things that are coming back to me, and I see who people are connected to, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. So again, let me tell you, I am a worker bee. A worker. I got a huge family, and I got 15 grandkids.
Oh, yeah.
And 13 of them are able to knock on doors. So trust and believe, they will be out here helping me knock on doors, putting door hangers on. And listen, if all else fails, This family gonna come through.
Right.
I'm not hosting no more family reunions.
Right. It's over. It's all over. Right.
It's over.
Most definitely. So when it comes to the youth and our teenagers growing up in Akron, we talked about some of the violence and things that's been going on, and then just the lack of resources and like things for them to do. Right now, what's popular in the community are like car meets and events like that. How do we like create spaces for things like that for kids, adults, young adults, and still provide safe spaces and stuff like that for them to grow and still want to be here? Because we're in a position where, like, I do believe like the majority of I don't know like the demographics and age, but I do believe that we are aging out as a city here in Akron, Ohio.
We are, and that's a great question. I love the write-outs that Boo is doing. I love it. The young people love it.
Shout out to Boo.
Definitely shout out to Boo.
Yeah.
He's providing them something that a lot of them want and like to do, which is a good thing.
Right.
I know the city has a program, but again, they're only reaching kids who are not our at-risk kids.
Right.
What are we doing about those young men and women? Because some of our girls is out here in the world as well.
Yeah.
You know, are you going over and actually talking to them? Are you going on to the Lovers Lane Market? Are you going to Mr. Pantry? Are you going to the V? Are you going to these drive-thrus where they all hanging out at? You know what I mean? They making their own spaces and doing their own thing, but I don't see these people who are in charge going and talk to them. And you know why?
Right.
They ain't from the neighborhood.
Yeah.
They're afraid of them.
Yeah.
It's lip service is great.
Oh yeah,
but when
for
you
sure.
go meet
Have
them
to
where
be
they
there
are,
in the space.
can you actually go to these places and have a conversation with them and not feel afraid?
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They feel afraid. They're not going to go talk to them. So you can have all of the press releases and all of the photo ops in the world, but at the end of the day, if you're afraid to go meet them where they are, that's half the problem.
Mm-hmm.
I am not afraid of my own people.
Yeah.
I am not.
Oh,
And until we have someone who has that mindset, we will continue to have this issue because these young people love these guns right now.
Man,
and it's a
crazy.
problem. It is a big problem. And it's a problem that we as a city can't solve without the state buying in, because that's why, oh my God, I just hope that Amy Acton wins for governor, because these gun laws have to be changed.
Definitely.
It's the only way we're going to change it. And it's unfortunate because some of our kids are going to have to be locked up because of it. Yeah. You can't keep giving them a slap on the wrist and they go to Dance Street and they get out and they either become the assailant or the victim.
Right.
We've got to figure that out. There's something that's driving them to think it's okay to pick up a gun and just go out here and just kill somebody without rhyme or reason, without remorse, and no feeling behind it. Right. And I think that there's an issue there that we didn't experience growing up, but we see our kids and our grandkids are living it. Right. My husband said it's the video games. He will continue to say it's a video game. He said these kids are out here living in real time these video games, and you can't shoot somebody and they pop back up.
Right. There's no coming back from that.
You ended a life.
Right.
And now your life is over and you've affected 2 families.
Right. And
so we have to find a way to reach them before they get there. And because a lot of these young people, again, we've said it before, they need direction, they need guidance, and they need discipline. And there's no one giving it to them when we are spending too much time trying to be friends with our kids. I am not your friend.
Yeah.
I am not.
Say that.
I am not your friend. And I think a lot of us as parents, even when we're younger, we have to say that. And a lot of people say, well, that's because they're young. Listen, I had my first kid when I was 16.
Right.
I had my second one 2 months before I turned 18. So when someone says it's because they're a young parent, that doesn't roll with me, because I know what that feels like, because I was that parent. I knew what it felt like to have to still get up and go to school. And I had a kid at home. My mom and dad were phenomenal with my oldest daughter. And then I turned around and get pregnant again. Right. And, they weren't happy about it,
like,
but at the end of the day, my dad was a devout Catholic and I got it. I understood it.
Right.
And so, but I had help. It helped push me to where I needed to be. And it took me a while to get where I needed to go. Right. But a lot of these younger people having kids, they don't have anybody there that's pushing them and giving them that positive encouragement and direction. And then they wonder why some of their kids are out here doing the things that they're doing.
Yeah. So how do we fix that?
We can keep calling it programs, but it all has to start in the house.
Yeah.
It has to start in the house. And it starts in the house because there has to be support for the parent.
Yeah.
There has to be support for the parent, because if you have a parent that is working 2, 3, 4 jobs just trying to keep the rent paid, because rent around here is crazy right now.
Yeah.
And it's not going down. It's not going to go down at all. There has to be a structure in place where a parent don't have to work 3 and 4 jobs. There has to be a minimum wage increase. I mean, right now, the average minimum wage to keep someone in a household is $24 an hour.
Yeah.
That's what would work to keep a parent from having to work all these jobs.
Multiple
because they're
jobs,
not home.
right.
And guess what? Either the streets is going to raise your kid,
right,
or the kids are raising each other, and that's a problem in itself, because now you're making your kids grow up too soon.
Right.
And then, that could turn into a whole nother issue. So it's got to start in the home, and there's got to be support for the parents. Has to be support. Has to be, you can have programs for the parents, but this has to be more of just all of these services that they can go and have counseling and all that. There has to be something monetary attached to it, so a parent don't have to work 3 and 4 jobs, and your first thing they'll say is, "Oh God, she wants to give them welfare." It's not about giving them welfare,
right?
There's people who need a hand up, not a handout,
for sure.
And in order for that to happen, and for them to be able to be home to help take care of their kids, that has to fall back on us.
Right.
We're sitting in these seats who can help make that happen. And it's possible to make it happen. We find money for all the things we want to find money for.
Whenever we want
Until we start talking about how
body
we got
cams or something like that.
Now we don't have any money. We got money for everything else.
Right.
So
that's true. The current mayor, not trying to start anything or be messy or anything. How do you feel about the job that he's been doing so far?
If I was mayor, I would do things differently.
Okay.
I would do things differently. One of the things the newspaper asked me the same thing. They wanted me to
take a shot.
They wanted me to.
Yeah, we don't want you to do that.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah,
for me, I would do things differently, and my message has been consistent from the last election, and for the last 10 years, I've served on the city council. Neighborhoods first.
Yeah.
Got to take care of the neighborhoods. If you take care of the neighborhoods and the people in those neighborhoods, all of that will filter downtown. It can't be downtown first and the neighborhoods second. It's got to be neighborhoods first, downtown benefits when we have strong neighborhoods. We can't expect people to want to move here if neighborhoods are falling apart. Mm-hmm. So that's something I would absolutely do differently. Sure. I think, some of the things that are going on with our police, I would do things differently. You can't go into this position wanting everybody to like you and everybody to be your friend. And if that's the reason why you're coming into these seats, it is not for you. Mm-hmm. And you're always going to have people who are going to disagree with you. I tell people this all the time. Mm-hmm. If I found the cure for cancer, there would always be someone that'll say, well, it wasn't breast cancer.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what there's going to be people that's going to disagree with you, but you got to make sure that whatever you're doing, it's got to be people-centered. And then they'll understand, even when they don't agree with you. And that's the things I would do differently. It's got to be neighborhoods and people first. And I just think that that's where there's a disconnect between how I would legislate and how he's legislating.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we've seen, like we said, kids, like they get older, we get out of school. The first thing is like, I can't wait to get out of here. I need to leave Akron and go somewhere else, find myself. How do we reverse that culture and start bringing people back home into the community?
I say let them go, because they're gonna come back, because they're gonna find out that just because you left here, things are what you experience here. It's definitely going to be where you want to go or want to be, and it may be worse. Yeah. I have friends whose kids who left here, they want to move to Chicago. They were back here in 3 months. They was like, whoa. They need to have that. I am all about the experience. I think it's important for our kids to experience the world.
Yeah, go see the world.
I need them to know that there's more in the world than just Akron.
I agree.
But it's okay to come back home. Mm-hmm. If you want to go somewhere and educate yourself and bring all that education back home, and to bring all of that knowledge back here and build up your community, that's where it's about. But they absolutely got to go and see the world. You don't want them to be so homebound. I mean, we got people who don't even go on other sides of town.
Still to this day.
And I don't understand that. It's just like, what? Yeah. Oh, no, I don't mess around like that.
I don't go over there.
Hey, 7-minute drive from one side of town to the other. Yeah, I just don't get it. But
20 in traffic.
That part. And I don't understand why would you instill that in your kid and expect them to want and be successful if all they've known is one side of town?
Yeah.
It's just sort of kind of like having a kid who goes to an all black or all white school and not having friends of another race and expecting them to be able to coexist.
Right.
It's going to be hard for them. It's going to be hard. So I think it's very important that they go out, learn the world, see the world, and bring all of that knowledge back home. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, hypothetically, the election happens and the winner is Tara. She's the new mayor of Akron.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first thing that you're going to put in place? First thing that you're going to do as a mayor?
We're going to do something about the water bills. First and foremost, out the
Shit,
gate.
I'm about ready to vote for you just for
These water bills. There's got to be some relief for the residents.
Right.
It has to be. When you have so many people who are choosing between paying their water, paying their rent, or getting groceries, or they're sitting in the house for months on end because the water is off because they couldn't afford to pay the water bill. That's a problem.
For sure.
It's a problem. And then we have to do something. We can't do rent control. There were some people who brought up, well, you need to work on rent control. It's prohibited in the state of Ohio. The Ohio legislator has already made sure that can never happen here. But there's other ways that you can work with the landlords to make sure that you can curb some of the issues. Like one of the things I know that Freedom Block is putting on the ballot is the one about keep having to pay all the application fees, and it's ridiculous.
Right. Yeah, it's a cash grab.
It is.
It's a cash grab, especially when you're in when you're poor and you need a place to live.
So one of the things I realized as when I was the court navigator at Akron Municipal Court is, people are being evicted, but they're trying to apply for housing while they're trying to hurry and get housing before the eviction goes through, because it's going to be hard to get housing once they see that on your record.
Right.
But then they keep having to pay $35, $50. And I told one of the girls, I said, stop.
Right.
I said, because to me, they already know who they want to rent to. Mm-hmm. And they've got all these people who are still paying this application fee. But they already know who they want to rent to. So I literally called the place and say, hey, I have someone that's going to apply for this property. Tell me what's going on with it. Well, we sort of already have somebody we're probably going to put in it, but she can apply anyway. No, she's not.
No, why would she do that?
Why would I make her apply for something?
Give away the money that she needs.
Told me that you probably have somebody. So, but this is going on. It's a cash grab.
It's a cash grab.
That's all it is. So can you think that, say if they have a $50 application fee and you've got anywhere from 50 to 100 people applying for that same apartment
in a month,
and you already know who you're going to give it to. Yes. I mean, it's the game. That's the game right there. That's the game. They're making money off
with
of it.
no return fees.
That should be illegal for sure.
It should absolutely be illegal. So that right there is in itself. And then making sure that, we, when I was on council, we had legislation that came through that was called pay to stay. If you have the money to pay the landlord, they legally have to take it if you have the rent to stay there. So what we have to make sure happens, because I've seen it time and time again when I worked there, is the landlords have to take the money, but then they would turn around after they got the money, and as soon as that next month hit, they would file another eviction. They would give them a 3-day notice. And I was like, there's some things within that legislation that has to be tweaked, because that should never be able to happen.
Right.
And also, we can't allow tenants to use it to their benefit, because we do have some tenants who, they know the game.
Oh yeah.
We got to make sure that doesn't happen either, because you have people who really need the help, and then you have some people who are abusing the system.
Trying to take advantage.
Taking advantage of the system when there's people who really need the help.
Definitely.
And there's a lot of people who, like, when they call for rental assistance, whether they call 211 or one of the agencies help, they never help single people.
Yeah.
There's got to be a kid in the house. Somebody's got to be disabled. There's got to be a veteran in the house. So you're telling me that this person who's working, because maybe there was something that happened and they fell behind, but they're working, there's no help for them.
And they should.
Yeah, that's
and
not
there
right.
should be.
They're more likely to be able to help.
We're not talking about just giving people. This is not just a mad cash grab and just, what I mean?
Most definitely.
But there's people who really need that help. And I think as a city, those are things that we really need to focus on. And then to add another layer to those things is housing, affordable housing.
Right.
There's no way in the world that people should be paying $1,600 for a 3-bedroom in the middle of some.
Right. Yeah. Some of our neighborhoods.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And some of these properties at one time were only like $600-$700 a month, and now they're $1,500-$1,600 a month, and they have health code violations that are not being addressed. Which there is a legislation in place that if a landlord has open health code violations, they are not allowed to rent their properties to individuals.
Right.
And it's not being enforced.
Yeah.
Because it's going on across the city. Yeah. So making sure that we can't do rent control, but we just got to have a conversation with the landlords, making sure that we have housing that's affordable, sustainable, clean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Clean, because, those are the things that are important, and those are the things that are going to build these neighborhoods up. That's how you build a neighborhood.
No doubt.
You can't build a neighborhood by building everything that's so, trying to be respectful of my words here.
We can't loose over here.
We can't build neighborhoods downtown.
For sure.
That's where our business district is at.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay that you have certain housing down here, but I have a friend who lives in one of these high rises. I won't call that high rise up.
Right.
She pays $2,000 a month for a bedroom. That's insane.
Yeah, it is. In Akron.
Do you know what kind of mortgage and home you could have for that?
Right.
But I mean, they've made it where it's vibrant for people who don't have children to live downtown. But I want to walk outside and feel the grass for $2,000 a month. I got myself a nice home in one of these areas in the city of Akron, where I have grass, I have a front porch, I have neighbors. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it's okay if you want to have some housing downtown, but it still should be the place. It should be the destination for the people in the neighborhoods to come.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I differ from the current.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because we do have a lot of places. And like at one point in time, even though we did suffer from like a lot of abandonment home houses that were like destroyed or almost in disrepair or whatnot, a lot of those places were viable places that maybe the bones were still usable.
But you just let them sit there.
Yeah, and then we tore them down, and now we have these fields where it's like you have to pay you have to pay a certain amount of money to even start building on this property. Yeah. You have to come with a contract and a commitment of 2 years or 3 years to be able to build on this land. So how do we curve those type of things and start putting like our homeless and people who need it in homes, like permanent, their first home, maybe, or maybe their second and permanent home?
So we have to do something about the houseless community here, and AMHA can't be the end all be all. Mm-hmm. When you talk about over 12,000 people sitting on a waiting list for AMHA, but yet we have a housing crisis going on here, but we have vacant buildings all over the city. So why aren't we repurposing these vacant buildings to help our houseless community? And that comes twofold. You have a houseless community, and most are dealing with addiction and mental health issues. Right. So now that we have all these vacant buildings that we could be housing people, rehabbing to house them, and now we can deal with the issues that they're facing with their mental health and with their addiction, instead of us having to go down in Tent City looking for them to see if they're okay, or going down by Railroad to check on them and see if they're okay. Yeah. And to me, that's easy to do. Mm-hmm. We find money for all the wrong things and not the right ones. Sure. That should be something that should be done immediately. I can think of in my head 4 vacant buildings that they can at least start doing this with. I know they say there's no money. They have grants still, even though all the craziness going on in DC, we still have CDBG funds.
Right. Yeah, there are some funds out there.
We have TIF dollars that are coming through that they could use to build some of these places up.
Right.
Or they could do something. I know this one will probably make some of my community people cringe, who are, historians, is Grace Park.
Right.
Why not build something there?
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying.
They're already over there. So why not build housing over there? We have a park that you'll say they can't sleep on the bench, but that's all they know because it's close to the Haven of Rest where they're going to go and eat anyway. So why not that be an extension of housing for them? Yeah. Why not? I
mean, unfortunately, because of the conditions, we rarely can use that park as much as we want to anyways.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, it only seems, it seems like a plausible idea.
Yeah, instead of, now you got cinder blocks up there where the people who are coming to feed them can't even get over there and park. I know why they were doing it, because we did have some drug activity going on over there, but it was more than just that. Right. Handle that, but don't deprive the people who are hungry of the people who are coming out over there to do outreach.
Right.
And so to me, it would just be an ideal extension, whether it's from the city's aspect or from the Havens aspect. That to me would be the perfect location.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, I really think that's a plausible idea.
Yeah, that would be a great idea, honestly. Let me ask, what was the most rewarding part about being a councilwoman of Ward 5, and what was the most challenging part of it?
The most rewarding part was it's always going to be the residents, and the most challenging, the residents, because there's just some of them, it didn't matter what you did, it was never enough. But to be able to see the amount of economic development that I was able to bring into that ward during my time as the council person, I got the receipts. I tell people all the time, I got receipts. I mean, when you think about just being able to do all the buildup that we were able to do in that ward, and there was times when there's certain things they wanted to bring in to the community, and I had someone run against me and tried to use that as their stepping stone. Is she stopped this store from opening? No, that store didn't open because I asked. When you open on this corner, they want to open on the corner of Lovers Lane, Arlington, and Milton. Right. And I said, okay, we're going to have police in the store, because I don't want somebody's parent calling me because their kid got shot in that store.
Right.
You need to understand where I come from. And I'm telling you what happens right there. If you're saying you're going to build something right in the epicenter of the issue that we're trying to curve. Right. And they said, no, we're not going to put police in there. We don't have police in the other ones. So why we put police there? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not supporting it. And so they moved somewhere else. And guess what? That one is closed now because they kept getting robbed all the time. Yeah. And I said, and then, the store that was sitting right next to there, I had two young men from that neighborhood killed within I think it was 26 days of each other. Mm-hmm. And so we dried it up. We put it on the ballot. Right. And you can no longer sell alcohol in that establishment, so no one would move there. Finally, it's an Asian market now. Yeah. Somebody else moved in there. They fixed it up. It's nice. Yeah. We patronize it. And it still has to be about safety. Yes, you want to see economic development in those neighborhoods, like Raj from All Around Body. Mm-hmm. His family had been in that neighborhood since the 70s. Right. They put over $1 million into that building over there, and there were still residents mad about him wanting to build and stay in that neighborhood. They were upset. And I said, why would y'all want somebody who was employing people from the neighborhood, who wants to put $1 million back into the community? Why would you not want him here? Right. And so they sort of kind of finally backed off a little bit, but I was just like, that didn't make any sense to me. And again, I said, you can find a cure for something, but you're still going to always have people who are going to find a reason why. Yeah. And to me, that made no sense why you would be upset about economic development, but you still get that no matter what you do. So you gotta take the good with the bad, and just always know that when you know you're doing right by people, and you can get up in the morning, look yourself in the face, and go to sleep at night knowing that you've done your best, that's what matters. Right. Yeah. So there's a lot of hunger, starvation, I guess, poverty in our community. Certain neighborhoods worse than the other. My example would be the food desert near Roush's. Roush's burned down recently, and a lot of people, even though I have my own opinions either way about the community, about that place, it was the only place for a lot of people in that neighborhood to go find food. How do we prevent those type of things from being even existing? Like, well, how do we get grocery stores and things that people in that community, in those communities, can use? Right. So when you live in a food desert, there's always federal funds that follow that. I have been working on a grocery store with Tony Tropy on the north side, and we're still working on it. And we do believe that we're almost there. Okay. And that's probably what needs to happen over on that Thornton Street area. But one of the things that sort of concerns me about that community over there is the potential for gentrification. Right. Yeah. And I just worry that if you want to raise that community up, which is fine, I don't want it to be off the backs of the people who've been there forever,
right?
And they don't want to leave, but then they get priced out.
Yeah, and
that worries me.
Yeah.
That concerns me greatly. They definitely need a grocery store. They've got all these down the way, but that's a ways down the way if you don't have a car.
Exactly.
So I don't know in proximity if another grocery store would build that close to Aldi's, because that's we got to think about that. So that's when we always have neighborhood stores. Right. And there's, to me, neighborhood stores, again, they're in our neighborhood. They build up those neighborhoods, but you also want to have neighborhood stores that actually put back into the community when they see things going on. If you've got different things going on in the community, I want it easy in every neighborhood.
Yeah.
I want
shout out my dog Easy.
I want it easy in every neighborhood, or George, who is at Easy Mart in every neighborhood, because they take care of that community on the south side.
For sure.
And that needs to happen. Or you got Rockies down on Fifth Avenue.
Rockies,
those are the kind of stores that they're good to have in a neighborhood, because it's not always about just trying to get some liquor sales.
Right.
And that's the thing that bothered me about all of you see Dollar Generals everywhere.
Yeah, because they usually get the
that's all
license.
it is. They say it's about making sure that they have the things like groceries in there that you can come and grab and other things, but it really always goes back to them getting that liquor license. Yeah. That's what we had happen on Arlington Street when we got together and we were concerned about them moving here. And I said, I hope this is not about getting a liquor permit. No, it's not. It wasn't even a year.
Right.
And it was about the liquor permit. Absolutely.
Yeah. Usually those stores close after a year. They'll open up again. It'll be a bar or some other place that now owns that license, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's usually only in our communities, like
only in our community.
Yeah. So
only in our community.
Is there a way to stop that?
Yeah, you could put a moratorium in place. I think we did that with Dollar Generals, because there were so many of them, and that's what they're doing in Cleveland right now, or even with the state now. And they're putting the moratoriums in place because of data centers. Right. Akron has more data centers than any municipality in the state of Ohio, and a lot of people don't even know that. Yeah. And when you see your water bill going up, and your electric bill going up,
it's because of that.
It's because of that. Mm-hmm. I mean, the water bills are going up anyway because of our EPA mandate, but then you add another layer on top of it.
Right. Yeah, we did have some issues a while back. Well, we talked about water bills and all of that stuff like that. I do remember at one time, did we sell off our sewage? Yeah, they tried to. Right. Yeah. Okay.
They stopped that.
Yeah. Because I was wondering. Yeah, and the same thing with all our other utilities, right? Electricity, gas. We're outsourcing those through.
But you can compete. You can compete for them. Like Enbridge, I think the city went out and they went and found all the different providers, and you can pick
from them.
You can pick from them, but you can't do that with our water. No, we can't be playing around with our water. Right. Water is life.
Yeah, and you need it.
Can't be playing around with our water.
All right, so tell us, like, what is your mission statement? What do you stand for? How would you affect change and bring a sense of community for Akron?
Yeah, you said my mission is simple: it's people first, neighborhoods first, and that's where we're staying right there. Because if you take care of the people, you take care of the neighborhoods, you will take care of economic development. You will take care of the crime in the neighborhoods, because I have always been and will continue to be an advocate for substations in these neighborhoods. Right, staying there. A lot of people get antsy about that, but we can't say we want to do something about crime, but if you have a substation in your neighborhood and the residents get to know those officers in their neighborhoods, and maybe we wouldn't have all the issues that we're having right now. Right. If when we were growing up, we had a couple officers. We knew cop car number 5. We knew it was time to go. We knew. Right. You know what I mean? Right. We knew. But you knew the officers that you could go and have a conversation with, and it was going to be cool. If you see Lloyd Ford, it's going to be cool. Right. You see Lloyd still does, some things retired, but like Officer Ridgeway Williams, she was on bike patrol. Gerald Miles, they was on bike patrol. These were officers that we all knew, and was just like, we knew they was fine. Right. But that's because they was in our neighborhoods. Yeah. And so I truly believe that, put the substations in the neighborhoods and people form and build those relationships. I believe that a lot of things that we see happen will curve. And I mean, if you know that substation sitting in your neighborhood, you're not about to do nothing real crazy, because they right there.
Minutes away. Yeah.
Minutes.
Right.
They ain't got to come across town. They right there sitting. True. And then once you form that relationship with them, honestly, there's not too much that they won't tell you. You know, I believe because of the strong relationships I've built with a lot of the young people in our neighborhood and their parents and grandparents, there's nothing that they won't really tell me. There's been times when their parents have called me and said, such and such got a warrant. Can you get them an attorney so they can turn themselves in? And I've done that.
Right.
I mean, I've had to do it for family members.
Right.
Like, oh no, we need to turn you in. We're not going to turn this into something.
Right.
I would rather you go and do some time than us watching you be buried.
Yeah, be a manhunt.
Craziness, let's just get this done. But again, that only happens because of relationships that you have, because people respect you and they know you, and they know that you're going to always want to do the right thing by them. And I'm just a hometown girl. I'm a hometown girl from the neighborhood.
For sure.
Do you have any upcoming events planned for your campaign?
I do. So I have my campaign kickoff is June 20th at Akron Family Restaurant. It's open to the community. It's free breakfast. I want to pack it out.
Oh, yeah.
Because the media is coming to see who shows up.
Make sure y'all come and show up.
Yeah, and it's from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then I have Easy and Moly are throwing a fundraiser for me at Sweet Beats.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be on August the 1st.
Awesome.
And then I have a Women Supporting Tara for Mayor brunch at Posh, and that's going to be on August 22nd. And I have about 50 badass women who are all on the committee. It's going to be a beautiful thing. It's going to be beautiful. So we'll have some other things that are going to be built within there, but we are off and running. We've got an event all the way September, October. We've got events. We are making phone calls now. Oh yeah. Right now. We are in it to win it, and we are in it to make a case for why Tara should be the mayor of Akron.
Oh yeah. So how can someone support you now?
So they can go to our website. It is taraforakron.com. It has everything that we have going on. It has our mission on there while we're running. You can buy some T-shirts on there. You can donate on there. You can volunteer on there. The biggest thing for us is because we know financially times are hard for people. Right. But that volunteer base is priceless for us. Yeah. Even if you just come knock on a couple doors with us.
Make a few calls.
Make a few calls for us. That to me is priceless. For sure. Yes, we need money for the mission, but those phone calls and those door knocks is just as important, if not more important.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So taraforakron.com. Taraforakron.com.
Most definitely. I'm sure we left a lot of questions out of here, so we probably have to do this again soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure it's going to be some people that's going to tear us up and be like, well, how come you didn't ask for that?
We actually should try to pull up to an event or two.
Yeah, I feel like we are. Yeah, I feel like we are. Anytime, just give us...
Or even if when we have our day party at Sweet Beats, it's a day party.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it would be wonderful if you guys
for sure.
like doing a live stream there.
Yeah, we could come live stream for sure.
I think that would be dope.
Yeah, we can
you
definitely
can have people come and do a Q&A and say what they want to ask me. To me, I'm just who I am. I don't need a script. I don't need nobody to write me out something. I'm always going to be who I am. It's not going to be, oh, gotcha, or no. There's going to be things that we agree on. And there's going to be things that we don't agree on. Sure. I don't expect everyone to like me, but I do expect people to respect what I'm trying to do for this city, because I love this city with my bones. I want my kids to want to stay here. I want my grandkids to go to school and come back here. And so, I'm an open book, And I just think people should give me an opportunity and give me a chance to have a conversation with me.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you want to shout out your social media handles or anything?
Yeah. So I am on, I'm on everything. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Substack. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I just had to go back on X. Don't hate me for that. That was a hard one for me.
It's a toxic place.
It's Tara Mosley-Weems. You'll find me. And then we have our campaign page on Facebook. It's just Tara for Akron.
Okay. Cool, man. Again, we appreciate you coming through. We look forward to talking to you.
And I got T-shirts for y'all.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we definitely. We're going to take some pics and all of that, too. So, we're gonna ask one last question. We've had a lot of black and just death when it comes to our children growing up, both by the form of police, the Jasmine case, Jalen Walker, yeah. Then recently, well, now it's been a few years, but Christian Olsen, he lost his life out here with just going out to party with his friends and stuff. A lot of these cases never really get to see the justice that I think we feel is needed in those things. You running for mayor, so is there something that you plan on enacting, maybe doing, maybe even I don't know, reaching out to the people? But is there anything that you can do?
I do plan on doing something. But then if I tell you, then the other person.
Well, yeah, let's not. Yeah.
They'll just do it and say,
yeah,
hey,
we don't need you.
Did this. No,
we don't need you to do that.
Yeah,
but you do have things in place.
Absolutely have a plan.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
But just go on our website. We talk about some of these things. There's some things that we know. We've got. My husband always says it's the shout out to my husband Daryl. Hi, honey. it's
go to support the studio too.
It's the Act Studio 123. Mm-hmm. It's the game of the tortoise and the hare.
Right.
That's where we are right now.
Right,
we got 11 months to make our message clear.
Oh, for sure.
And so we believe that as we go through this campaign and people see, our platform being raised up and some of the things that we're going to do as it relates to housing, as it relates to economic development, as it relates to public safety, they'll see those as the months go by, as they, roll them out. And so, we ain't gonna make it easy for anybody.
For sure.
It's not gonna be easy.
Well, we're gonna do our part and do what we can to show our support and get the message out there. Everybody, if you're not registered to vote, you're 18 or older, make sure you're registered to vote first and foremost. Get out to the ballot. And
it's not even hard to do. Just get online, register to vote.
Yeah, that's it.
I have a link on my page. Yep. Just go to my page.
Go to the page. Hit follow first.
Yes.
Then go ahead and register.
Yeah.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Tara for Akron.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for coming on. Without you, there's no us. So we definitely appreciate everything that you do for our community, for not just, the future, but all the times in the past too, man. You've been holding it down for a long time. A staple in the community. And,
and as a fellow Fifth Warder,
that's right.
Show my appreciation.
Yeah, one day we're going to have a Terrace Street out here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would say from the 5, but I got to watch that too, because they'll turn that into something.
They definitely turn it into something. Right. But yeah, thanks again for coming out.
Live in Studio 225.
Peace.